I would actually say most people have some degree of shyness, a greater or
Right.
lesser degree, and that's true of all of the human traits. So, of course, the people like magicians, fortune tellers, palmists, even mediums, not all mediums, I'm sure, but they know that they are brilliant at understanding human psychology, what makes people tick. And if you'd said to me, or you'd done a text, a result of a personality test, you knowing me as you do, if you said
Yeah.
that to me, I'd have said, well, yeah, I think that's pretty close, as you said,
Yeah.
because actually most people would say, yeah, there's stuff in there that really is me,
Yeah.
but it's clever wordplay. And
It is.
if we relate that to, say, horoscopes, and I don't want to diss anyone who believes in their horoscope, because, and I'm not saying there's nothing in all of this. I'm not. You don't believe in any of it, but I think there is a lot in the character sense of some of the all of the star signs, the zodiac signs. But so I'm not sort of dissing people who believe it. And I mean, the question: do you ever read a horoscope? But you've already said you don't. I would have to
Mm.
say, I won't say I never have. I have
Mm.
if I'm looking at a magazine and you come onto a page and there's a horoscope, and I would always, in that unusual circumstance, be interested to see what it says about Pisces, which is what I am.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not going to suddenly think, well, yeah, that's good. But if it says something, that there's a number of things called Barnum statements, things that, a bit like the text I read to you, things they can say,
Yeah.
one, you've got great potential, which you haven't always turned to your advantage.
Yeah.
Things like that. Something you've always wanted will happen soon. And we think, oh,
Yeah.
this is really good. Let me ask you two statements about your personality and
Right.
see if I can guess which one you will say applies to you. The first one is, I am a, let me think how to put this. I am an independent thinker who likes to think outside the box when solving problems. That's the first one. I'm an independent thinker who likes to think outside the box when solving problems.
All right.
Second one
So,
is the second one is I'm a bad listener and I don't take seriously other people's opinions. Now, I won't ask you to answer that because obviously you and everyone else is going to say, yeah, the first one, I'm an independent thinker and I think outside the box. We would never want to be told, actually, you're not a very good listener. You interrupt people and you finish their sentences and all that. I'm not saying
yeah.
that to you. I'm saying that's what none of us want to hear that. So we
Yeah.
have we have a bias, a cognitive bias when we read or hear anything. When
Yeah.
we someone says something to us which we might not like, as you were saying earlier, we have a bias there. Another bias is, again, another cognitive bias, is
Mm.
where we have stereotyped views about things. Everybody does. I
Mm.
like to think I like to think that I keep an open mind. And I think you do as well. That doesn't mean to say we always have got an open mind. We have certain
Yeah.
beliefs in certain things. And anytime we see a news article or anything that confirms that we take that on board. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I think. Whereas anything that kind of goes against that gets routinely ignored and put to one side. And the,
Mm.
the object of this isn't to say, oh, aren't we stupid, or aren't we this, that, or the other.
Mm.
What we are is human. And as I say, if we can have an understanding ourselves
Yeah.
of what makes us tick, why we do necessarily think all the positive things about ourselves. Think all the positive things about ourselves,
Mm.
such as in a horoscope, because you're not going to see in a horoscope, well, actually, this part of you is not very nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I
just picking up on that, if I may.
can I can I
Go
just
on.
can I just interrupt? Sorry. We've got Phantom in the house,
Oh,
and
well done, Phantom.
I've got a really beautiful Our beautiful Phantom is joined us today. Welcome, Phantom.
Well done, Amimi.
She's just been listening really quietly, you know.
Can I ask Phantom?
Yeah,
Can I
good.
ask Phantom what is your
Good
zodiac
afternoon,
sign,
Trevor.
Phantom?
Hi, Emmy. I've just been
I
listening. I've been here for a while, but I've
Yeah,
been
she has.
enjoying the conversation. So I just
She
kept
has.
quiet and like, okay, let me be a good
Yeah.
listener. I don't know if my horoscope says I'm a good listener, but then let me just listen.
Right, go on, bro.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say there, we come to the different. Let's just say briefly that the the whole astrology thing, zodiac signs, originated in, I think it was ancient Mesopotamia, which is current day Iraq. And it was really by the Babylonians, who were pretty good in most respects about what goes on with the stars and the constellations. But one flaw they did have was that they believed that the sun, the moon, the planets went round the Earth. This was in the first millennium BC.
Yeah.
So they believe that, and you can understand why, because looking up at different times of the day, the sun would be in a different position, and at
Yeah.
night they could see different constellations and things like that. So anyway, they started the whole thing off by dividing that orbit of the sun, which is called the ecliptic, dividing it into 12 sections, and then working out what periods they were for each of those sections, where the sun was and what date it was in the calendar.
Yeah.
The ancient Greeks continued that, and they actually gave the zodiac signs the names of the constellations. So
All
this is
right.
really where it all came, and they included their Greek mythology. So they gave some Greek gods' names to some of them as well. And obviously, all of the star signs were given symbols. Now, just to pick up on what I was saying just now, we
Yeah.
tend to like the things that are good about us, and
Yeah.
not, obviously, we tend to reject the other stuff. Perhaps not reject, because deep down we might know we need to be better at various things. I mean, that's being realistic. But in the
Yeah.
case of Pisces, the symbol is two fishes, in actual fact swimming in opposite directions,
Right.
which is interesting, because for me, as I say, on the odd occasions I've looked at characteristics, I do seem to be fairly typical of a male Pisces. I'm slap bang in the middle of the dates, 20th of Feb, 20th of March. And I
Right.
would say, and I keep in mind the Barnum statements, but I would say some of the things it says are pretty accurate, even things that I might not necessarily like to say. But the two fishes are swimming
Yeah.
in opposite directions, so you can get a conflict probably in most people's personalities, but there is sometimes a conflict of what you want to do, how you want to achieve it, and things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's only one other sign with a dual symbol, and that's Gemini, the twins. So again, there's sometimes a conflict there, and they're the only two, I believe, signs with a duality. But there are two other signs, Sagittarius and Virgo, which are groups with Pisces and Gemini to form what they call the mutable signs, which means there can be conflicts within those. So, but be that as it may, all I'm trying to say is, for me, I think there does seem to be something in the way characters are described. But that said, if you look around your own family, friends, partner, all the rest of it, you can sometimes say, well, yeah, if that person's a Pisces, then they're nothing like me. So it doesn't always seem to work, but sometimes it does. And therefore, again, keeping in mind the biases that we have as people, our own personalities under our birth sign, our zodiac sign, can come into play when how we deal with things, how we deal with other people. Are we negative sometimes? Are we pulling against ourselves, or whatever? But yeah, to come to the point of the horoscopes, I don't really believe in those. But sometimes, if you ever read one and it says something positive, you might think, yeah, that's great. I've always wanted that to happen. So, like most things, I'm sure there's something in this. Interestingly, if we look at the moon now, yeah, we're running out of time, aren't we? So maybe I'll leave the moon till next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been really, really informative, educative, and entertaining. Loved it. I really enjoyed
for
every
next-
bit of it. Yeah.
I'd like you to tell me next week what your zodiac sign is, please. It's either, I told you, it's either Libra or Scorpio, depending on the date of your birth.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Yeah. Right. So this is all we've got time for, and we want to appreciate Phantom for joining us.
Yes, well done, Mimi. Lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you. So thank you, and thanks for joining us on
Same here. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Even though I came in late.
All right. So
Sorry, I was late.
No, that's fine. So I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me bruv. He calls me cuz.